Welcome back to the broadcast. You're watching KTN Prime. Many thanks for staying with us. So today, a Jubilee party has resolved to change its leadership inside the Senate. Samuel Pogisho, Senator for West Pokot County, replacing Kipchumba Murkomen as the leader of majority in the Senate, among other changes. Let's now bring in Jubilee Vice Chairperson, or is it former Vice Chairperson, David Murathe. He will be telling us that as well. To tell us more on what's happening there, he's joining us live right now. Thank you, sir, for joining us on KTN Prime. Kenyans have been following events of the the last 12 hours, leaving them, some of them dumbfounded. What just happened today, sir?
Well, you can call it the night of the long knives. It was coming, and people felt like we were taking too long, that it should have come sooner. There's been a lot of impunity. There's been a lot of disloyalty. There's been a lot of insubordination. And there's been open hostility and insults to the person of the party leader. And there has been disobedience towards the party policies and programs. And at some point, something had to give. And it has happened today.
Would you still say that there is a political party in Kenya today called the Jubilee Party?
Oh, yes. The Jubilee Party is getting bigger and better. We are attracting a lot of new friends and coalitions. We have just formalized the coalition agreement with KANU. And we need to make this point very clear, that we had a pre-election coalition agreement with KANU. And KANU endorsed the President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2017. They had a delegate conference which endorsed those resolutions.
All right.
We were supposed to register that coalition with the registrar of political parties. For some reason, that didn't happen. So what we have done now is just to formalize an existing coalition arrangement. Only this time it's now a post-election coalition agreement.
So you just formalized that agreement?
Yes.
All right. The other half of the Jubilee Party says that that coalition with KANU is null and void because it was not ratified by the Jubilee Party's National Executive Committee, NEC. What do you say to that?
They need to read the party constitution, particularly the duties of the party leader, Ben. And the section that allows the party leader to engage in coalitions is Article 9. Article 9 of the Constitution. It gives the party leader power to enter without reference to anybody, the power to enter into coalition with any other party. And it is actually Article 9(8), which says the party leader shall promote political consultation, engagement and cooperation with other political parties and coalitions. But having said that, we have a National Management Committee which is established under Article 7.
So you're saying...
which runs the party on behalf of the NEC. And it is the party organ that met and ratified that.
All right.
pending the NEC meeting.
So you agree that there was no NEC meeting? So
They need to read chapter 7, and they will see that acting on behalf of the NEC on urgent matters, where in their opinion the NEC cannot be sufficiently convened to undertake such urgent decisions.
all right. Allow me to ask you this.
Convening short notice
right.
executive meetings to execute the mandate of the NEC.
So then allow me to ask you this. Why was the NEC
right.
not able to meet?
Yeah. Because of coronavirus. There is social distancing, there is a lockdown, people are in different places. People are even holding conferences on Zoom.
So some people would say that the hurried, constitution of the National Management Committee was meant to go around this particular requirement for the NEC to meet, to make such big decisions in the party. Do you agree?
It is an organ established under our party constitution, and when the full NEC is able to meet, they will report to the NEC and they will ratify those decisions as per the constitution.
All right. Let's come back, sir, to today's happenings. The other half of the party, which we have been talking about, was saying that they have 23 senators who say they were not in State House, Nairobi today. So they are saying you had 15 senators. What is your reaction to that?
My friend, if it is true that they had 23 senators, the right thing for them to have done would have been to go to that PG and overrule everything and vote against it. It is illogical that you have the numbers and then you run away from the PG. These people, when we were impeaching Waitito, they claimed they could control the Senate. They ended up with 12. We had 28. And Waitito went home. They've been lying. They've been chest stamping.
They are saying they were not invited to come to the PG meeting.
Tomorrow you will get a list. No, everybody was invited. If they are sincere enough, if they are honest enough, there's not a single one of them who does not have an SMS message sent out by the party leader himself. He did not send anybody else. And Ben, let me tell you now for free, that is gross insubordination. Not to attend a meeting summoned or called by the party leader. And again, I want to emphasize that if they had the numbers, the best thing for them to do would have been to attend and shoot down the proposal to kick out the Senate Majority Leader and the whip.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Ben, I want you to hear this. The Speaker of the Senate will receive the names of the people who attended, plus their signatures, and he will make a communication from the chair, because it will be accompanied by names and signatures.
Okay. Fair enough.
Those 23 which they are talking about, can I show you names and signatures of those so-called 22?
Let's get away from the Senate, sir. Is what happened, the purge that happened in the Senate, is that going now to the National Assembly?
Look, the party is cleaning up. We are cleaning up partly because we are focusing on the big four, and you cannot execute the party manifesto and agenda with hostile leadership. The party has an opportunity to crack the whip, including in some of those committee leaderships, both in the Senate and in the National Assembly. And you can take this to the bank. It's coming.
All right. Are you still against the Deputy President's presidential ambitions, sir?
Of course not. He is free to run. Only I will never vote for him. For my own reasons.
All right. There are those who are saying, sir, that the Jubilee Party leadership is using executive power to try and deal with things that should be the work of the legislative procedures, like standing orders.
My friend, there are three arms of government. Parliament is part of government. The judiciary is part of government. The executive is the other arm of government. There is separation of power. Only in this case, the party leader also happens to be the president, the head of the executive. And that is why, following the law, he summoned them as a party leader to a parliamentary group meeting, which he's allowed by the party constitution to do. In fact, Ben, let me now tell you for free, nobody can call a PG except the party leader. Even the deputy party leader cannot call a PG. He even tried some time back to call one. He cannot. It is only the party leader, and the operative word here is shall. So if they meet outside the party leader convening or summoning one, that is a kamukonji. That is not a PG.
All right. Was the DP present today at State House, Nairobi?
I am sure he was not. I was not there. I don't attend. It is the party leader attends, the Secretary General attends, the senators attend. This was a Senate PG. I'm not a senator, but I can tell you for free, I'm sure he did not attend. He was busy in his current home, whipping people not to attend.
All right, let me ask you this, sir. When Jubilee was formed 4 years ago, when more than 10 parties dissolved to form Jubilee Party, you promised a party that will bring change in Kenyan politics in terms of fostering, among other things, national unity. Now you are, one half of the party is alienating the other half. Where do you see this party? Do you see this party surviving this?
When the president reached out to Deputy President William Ruto and they formed the government in 2013, that handshake made sure there is no post-election violence in the Rift Valley. When he reached out to the NASA leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, the country stabilized. There was peace. There was stability. People went about their businesses normal. Some people started objecting to the handshake. Some people started fighting the Building Bridges initiative. So is it okay to shake hands with William Ruto and not okay to shake hands with Raila Odinga? Raila Odinga controls half of this country and Uhuru Kenyatta controls the other half. What is wrong with Uhuru reaching out to the leader of the opposition to stabilize this country? We are not alienating anybody. Everybody who wants to come on the table is welcome. You heard the Wiper leader this morning saying he is also talking to his party to have a cooperation arrangement with Jubilee. Jubilee is getting bigger. And remember, Ben, the president's biggest legacy is to leave a united country. And you cannot. What is wrong with bringing KANU? KANU is from the Rift Valley.
All right.
And they are opposing Jubilee having a coalition with KANU. Who is against bringing the whole country together? Right. Is it us or is it them?
Let me ask you this, sir. If the president cannot leave a united party, how can he leave a united country?
Listen, Ben, these are political formations. When they took KANU in 2002, the president formed the National Alliance, CNA. Even this Jubilee can transform into a bigger, more united party. We can have a new formation which has Wiper there, it has ODM, it has ANC, it has Chama cha Mashinani, KANU. Look, the Jubilee idea is to bring on the table all the leadership, all the communities, and I can tell you the new formation may actually be bigger and better than those 13 parties. And for your information, all those 13 parties that dissolved to form Jubilee, they are supporting what we are doing, including URP. The chairman, Barashir, is a signatory to endorsing what the party is trying to do.
All right, let me ask you one final question, sir. And it's a question that I asked you earlier, but you did not answer it. What has been happening has been referred to by many people using the phrase divorce proceedings of the Jubilee Party. Do you believe that is indeed what they are?
Ben, when you go to marry a woman, you do it in church, and you take vows before God and before man, and you say, till death do you part. When you then discover that the relationship is no longer tenable, people divorce. And it might not be the fault of the husband. It might be the wife who is tanga-tangaing all over the marketplace with the young boys.
All right. Final question. I don't know how to refer to you as a vice chairperson or the former vice chairperson. Are you still the vice chairperson of Jubilee Party? Because you resigned at some point.
It is true I'm the vice chair because the changes were not effected. When you resign to the appointing authority, and the appointing authority replaces you. So when the Secretary General went to ask for extension of time for the interim officials, they needed to get the updated list of the party officials, and voila, my name was still there as the vice chair, meaning my resignation was not accepted by the appointing authority.
What about the reasons for your resignation? Have those circumstances changed?
Nothing has changed. I said my staying in that party with the deputy president was untenable. Right now, even in cabinet, you found the deputy president saying how there were people who are trying to kill him, and they are sitting on the same cabinet. Although I'm told nowadays he even skips cabinet meetings. Right now, we are lucky we are doing social distancing, so I can still do my job from remote.
All right, thank you, sir, for your time tonight on KTN Prime. David Murathe, Vice Chairperson of the Jubilee Party, talking to us about the latest. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we'll leave it on that. Remember, we're asking you on our big question discussion tonight, what your thoughts are on the latest changes in the Senate leadership in the majority Jubilee Party. Keep texting us your thoughts. 22155 is our studio line. You can tweet us at Ben_Kitili at KTN News KE. The hashtag to use on this conversation is KTN Prime. Shall be sampling some of your views during this live broadcast. Time for a quick commercial break. Don't go too far.